Welcome back to In the Cards and Stars. I'm your host, Britt Madrid Mogensen, and tonight we are talking all things Taylor Swift's subpoena. Oh my goodness. All right, so this is a little bit of a legality tarot tea time, and we're going to pull some cards, see what's going on, all alleged for entertainment purposes only. And before we talk about that, I do want to mention one thing that is just so crazy, such an astrology in the wild moment. So, May 12th, the time that you guys are probably watching this is the full moon in Scorpio. Now, the full moon in Scorpio is all about shining a light on the Scorpio places in our birth charts. So, if you have Scorpio sun, moon, rising, you're going to have some clarity. Something is going to be really coming through loud and clear, really strongly for you. And wherever you have Scorpio ruling one of the houses in your birth chart, that's where you're going to be experiencing, again, some illumination. But it's going to be a little bit more personal if you have your personal planets there. Okay. P. Diddy, probably the most well known Scorpio that we've discussed extensively here on this podcast, is having the opening statements of his trial May 12th, the day of the Scorpio full moon. You cannot make this stuff up. It is so crazy. Like, what? I just had I'm geeking out. Like the astrologer in me is geeking out. But yeah, it's happening, guys. Opening statements at the full moon. Now, what does this tell us about what we can expect for the trial? Diddy has his natal sun, Mercury, that's a big one, you guys, and Neptune in the sign of Scorpio. So the way that he thinks, his ego, and Neptune, what he has tried to hide from us, it's all coming out in this trial. You guys, it is such a big deal that the trial's opening statements are happening with the Scorpio full moon. Like, this is full illumination, you guys. It totally confirms that the tarot tea that we spilled in the live stream last week. It's all going to come out, what we know and more. So stay tuned. This is going to be a crazy trial. And I personally am following Stephanie Soup, aka Miss Mango Butt, who is one of my favorite YouTubers, and she's covering the trial. She's actually has a journalist pass and she is there in the trial. So follow her channel. Shout out. I'm going to put a link in the description and drop by her channel. Tell her that she needs to get a reading done by me because that is a dream person I would love to read for. Okay, so we have that going on. Another thing happening right now. I'm recording this Sunday night, the 11th. But today I was just, perusing the internet as one does, and I saw that Selena Gomez is in a little bit of, hot water, shall we say. Her mother, Mandy Teefey, who she, I guess, co-founded or is working with on this Wonder Mind initiative. Well, allegedly, employees were not getting paid. Selena Gomez's mother, Mandy, had to get a loan, I guess, up against her own home for about $60,000 so that she could pay people. It's looking strange. It's looking stressful. And I took a little peek at Selena Gomez's chart just to see where is Scorpio in her birth chart, which house does Scorpio rule, and wouldn't you know, it's the fourth house of home and family. So, Selena Gomez, she's been getting a few hard knocks lately. We're going to send her some love because, if it's not Benny Blanco, it's your mother. So, she's having that go on, but that is some things that are coming to light that have been hidden. Then, last but not least, Taylor Swift. And that brings us to today's topic, her subpoena. Now, wouldn't you know, this happened right before the full moon for her. She has her ascendant in Scorpio, allegedly. Some people think it's in Capricorn. I am of the camp that she is a Scorpio rising. And if you follow that logic, she is having some major illumination when it comes to her sense of self, her role in things. And she also has her Mars in Scorpio, which is, your fire, your passion, and your anger. So I definitely think that this Blake Lively, Justin Baldoni situation, and particularly this subpoena situation, is something that is probably making her extremely angry. Now, will we see the Reputation Taylor's album, Taylor's version come out right now? Probably. I think it's the perfect timing. I think once she gets this squared away with the subpoena, with the trial, I don't know if she's going to appear or not. We're going to hopefully get some clarity around that with the reading. But I think she's mad. I think she's really mad. And I also think that that is why I was going to say Patrick Schwarzenegger. Wait, did she date him actually a long time ago? Oh my God. Worlds colliding. Why her current boyfriend, Travis Kelce, unfollowed Ryan Reynolds. I think Taylor Swift is brewing mad. And I think that, you know, this full moon, the full moon's effect like a couple days before, a couple days after, and then really the 2 weeks following. So you're going to see the energy heighten like a couple days before full moon. It's building. And then a couple days after, it's like pretty intense. And then you kind of see things just unfold over the next 2 weeks. That's kind of how they tend to play out. So for Taylor, we don't have all the information yet. We're going to look at this TMZ article that broke the news. But I definitely think that when she received the subpoena, she had to have her team speak out pretty much immediately. I think it made her piping mad in a way that she has not probably felt since, Kanye said, I'm gonna let you finish. Okay. So without further ado, let's get into this article. Let's pull some cards and let's see if we can get any more clarity around this honestly insane situation. A TMZ exclusive. Taylor Swift subpoenaed as witness in lively Baldoni case. Now, this came out on 5/9 at 2:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So Taylor Swift is being dragged further into the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni beef. She just got hit with a subpoena in the case. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ Baldoni's attorney Brian Friedman has now subpoenaed Taylor as a witness in the Lively Baldoni legal war. And it is an ugly war. Taylor's camp is blasting the subpoena because they say she was minimally involved in the drama on the set of It Ends With Us, which sparked a nasty legal war between Blake and Justin. I'm going to tell you guys what lawyer Moog, our resident lawyer here, had to say about this because he has a very interesting take. A spokesperson for Taylor tells TMZ Taylor Swift never set foot on the set of this movie. She was not involved in any casting or creative decisions. She did not score the film. She never saw an edit or made any notes on the film. She did not even see It Ends With Us until weeks after its public release and was traveling around the globe during 2023 and 2024, headlining the biggest tour in history. Okay, now that is Taylor's ascendant and Mars coming through. Like she is pissed. Allegedly, but she's like, the biggest or her publicist, her people said, "The biggest tour in history." It's like, let them know I'm too good for this. I don't blame her. I'd be really mad. This is pretty crazy. The connection Taylor had to this film was permitting the use of one song, My Tears Ricochet. Given that her involvement was licensing a song for the film, which 19 other artists also did, this document subpoena is designed to use Taylor Swift's name to draw public interest by creating tabloid clickbait instead of focusing on the facts of the case. Now, I have to tell you, I asked lawyer Moog about this. We read through the article. We even looked at some of the actual court documents. And he's not a lawyer on this case, so this is all just his opinion, but he thought this is weird. He was like, I definitely think that it's about the tabloid drama as well. That seems very accurate. Um, he read through the documents that Justin Baldoni's lawyer had filed as well, and he said that it didn't even really read like a legal document. It read more like a salacious story. So he doesn't think that it's really going to hold up. We'll see. We're all going to kind of see what happens. But I thought it was interesting that he thought that it looked kind of out of place, just the allegations, even the way that everything was worded, and the fact that Taylor Swift is being pulled into this when she really doesn't seem to have any direct involvement whatsoever. So Michael also thought that that looked sort of like something that they're doing just more for publicity to have people like look over here, look at this instead of what's really going on, to create confusion, to create drama, to create intrigue, and to really, honestly, what Taylor's rep said, distract from the facts of the case. So, you know, it does make sense. I think it's really strange. Um, yeah, it's a lot. And we all know that one of the main reasons that Taylor is being called into this case or getting kind of dragged through things was this one bizarre text where Blake Lively texted Justin Baldoni, if you ever get around to watching Game of Thrones, you'll appreciate that I'm Khaleesi. Like, I'm cringing so bad right now. And like her, I happen to have a few dragons, for better or worse, but usually for better, because my dragons also protect those I fight for. So really, we all benefit from those gorgeous monsters of mine. Smiley face emoji. You will too, I can promise you. Who even talks like that? What are you, like a villain from a movie? Like, Blake Lively, get a grip. Okay, so weird, very strange. Let's pull some cards and see what's going on. Um, Another thing to note, Taylor Swift's 11th house, which is where the South Node is right now, is ruled by Virgo. So, you know, there's some stuff going on with Virgo South Node energy during this full moon. There are some things that Virgo placements may be letting go of. I definitely think that she is just having this intensification around this South Node transit through her 11th house of friends and groups and associates. It's all kind of coming to a head right now. And I think this subpoena is definitely like the straw that broke the camel's back. I think she is really pissed. In her natal Scorpio first house, if we are gonna, we're sticking by that model that she is the Scorpio rising, because that is the one that really makes the most sense, in my opinion. She has her natal Mars and Pluto there. So she is already a formidable force. And we know that. She is strong. She is intense. I mean, Blake Lively called her a dragon. You can take that in a negative way if you want. You can also take that in a positive way as someone who, is able to get what they want in life, and it's someone who has managed to climb their way to the top and stay there. She's a billionaire. I mean, she's done it. The music industry is extremely tough, and there is something to be said for anyone who can withstand all of that. And I think that having Mars and Pluto in your first house is probably what sets you up to do that. Like, you got to be a certain type of person to just, keep showing up, to keep pushing through, and to make things work for you, and to become that powerful. So she has a natural power about her with her first house, with her personality. We might see a display of power, in the 2 weeks following this full moon, but it's definitely being intensified and triggered like right now at this time. I think that she is mad. I think that it has exposed a lot of things with that 11th house where the South Node is transiting, what to let go of, past life karma. She's pissed. She's going to try to close out some old stories. And I think it's time. It's really time. We're going to see a new side of her. We are. I think she's been biding her time right now, and she's needed to do that. Okay, we also have her, let me see, where the North Node is for her, that's in Pisces in her 5th house of creativity. So, yeah, she wants to expand her creativity. She wants to expand. I mean, the 5th house is like children, creativity. I do think that Taylor Swift will get pregnant during this Pisces North Node transit, because she has the North Node in her 5th house of children and creativity. Like, I do think it's going to happen. Probably when Saturn leaves her 5th house. Saturn right now is transiting Pisces and will leave Pisces on May 24th for a little time until September 1st, and it'll spend some more time back in Pisces. Then it'll finally move out. And then move into Aries. And at that time, which will be in her 6th house of health and daily routines, Saturn freeing up her 5th house of children and creativity, I think that she might at that point release, a song, do the Reputation era, Taylor's version, have a baby. But if not this summer, then definitely once Saturn moves into Aries for good. So the next couple of years for Taylor are definitely changing a lot. And I think that part of that is shedding this old identity and shedding the people that were not really there for her. And I do think that Blake Lively falls into that category. Blake Lively has a lot of Virgo placements, meaning she naturally falls into the energy of Taylor's 11th house of groups and friends. So it was very natural that they came together. I think it was very karmic. And this is sort of the culmination of that karmic story happening right now. So it kind of reminds me of some of the other things that Taylor's been through in the past with friends. We have seen her with her squad, and being friends with these certain people and then not being friends with them anymore. And this is sort of solidifying that lesson. So I want to pull some cards to see what this karmic lesson is for Taylor, and just see kind of what we can get about this trial, this subpoena. Is she going to actually appear? Because there's a good chance that her legal team will fight this. There's also a good chance that she will be subpoenaed, she will be deposed, and it'll never see the light of day. If they can get it thrown out because she doesn't have relevant information, there's a chance that we won't see her at the. Let's just see what we can get at this point. All right. So for Taylor, what is the karmic lesson that she's learning right now, this Scorpio full moon that is obviously tied to Blake Lively, her sense of identity, and the 11th house of not only friends and groups, but also fame. So her reputation, I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, I think Reputation Taylor's version is coming so soon. like probably this summer, if not as soon as Saturn moves into Aries for good. But yeah, I mean, this is going to be a catalyst. Oh, okay. Things are turning. Let's see what we got. Those just flipped on their own. We got four cards. We're going to take them all. Okay. So first we have the 10 of swords. Yep, the end. The ending of a friendship, a cycle, a relationship, the ending of a certain way of doing things. This is the karmic pattern that she is in. She is going to be putting an end to this for good though. I think that there's something that she has repeated again and again, and this Scorpio full moon is finally illuminating it. With Pluto also there, her natal Pluto and Mars, she is going to be really making a big transformation with how she presents herself, how she gets involved with other people, the way that she lends her energy. I'm not saying that she'll be more guarded, but maybe she's going to be just entirely choosing different types of friends. Something. We'll read these other cards to see what it means, but something's ending for sure. 10 of swords, dead, done, over with, gone. And there is a mourning period that comes with that. Now, the Ace of Cups and the Three of Wands together refer to planning a future that is full of love, full of joy and hope and blessings. My cup runneth over with love. She is happy right now. Right now, Taylor Swift is in a very happy phase of her personal life. This is not something that I think she's ever experienced before because we have the cup runneth over. And then we have the Three of Wands, which is wanting to plan for the future. Now, I just got goosebumps, confirmation. The most annoying thing about this, it's like, if you've ever had this experience, you can relate where like something good happens in your life and you are like, oh my God, like finally I got that job. Or finally, like I had this breakthrough in my relationship. I got engaged, like something good happens. And then, like, not too far off while you're still basking in the glow of the great thing that happened, somebody crappy from your past, like an ex or a crappy jealous friend or an old colleague says something snarky or they do something and it really exposes everything like fully for you where you're like, "Oh my gosh, here I am moving on, feeling happy, feeling joyful about my future. And this person has truly shown themselves to actually be a hater. Like, ew, it feels so gross. And you have this moment of clarity and illumination. And for Taylor Swift, I think that's what is going on with Blake Lively. I do think that there is something going on with Taylor Swift that we don't know about. Maybe she's engaged, maybe she already is pregnant, maybe she's planning a pregnancy or planning, something, or maybe planning Taylor's version, Reputation, a new project. There is something happening in her fifth house, in my opinion, that she's extremely excited about. But due to her friendship with Virgo, Blake Lively in her 11th house, where the South Node is transiting, she's getting this karmic, like, slimed on moment where she's like, why can't I ever be happy? Like, why can't things just be good? Why does this have to come back to bite me? This friendship with Blake, why do I get dragged into this when I'm in the happiest, best time of my life? That's how I think she feels. She's like, I am so ready to let go of the superficial people, allegedly for entertainment purposes only, the superficial people, the situations, the insecure people that want to use me and bring me down at this time in my life where I wish that they were being supportive. And this person that's been by my side, like, I wish that they were along this journey with me, like helping me plan my wedding, helping me pick out, I don't know, like baby socks or whatever. And they're pulling me into their drama, their egotistical drama. Like, I should have known better. Like, that's this feeling of just heartbreak. And it's so over. Like, we need a new word for over. Do I think they're going to be friends again? No, I absolutely 100% do not think they'll ever be friends again after this. I think that this Scorpio full moon is what is really putting it in the light of day. And I think that the conversations that have happened behind the scenes are really what have, put the nail in the coffin. Now, we also have the Knight of Swords here, clarifying the 10 of Swords. Now, the Knight of Swords, well, I was actually just saying, communication behind the scenes. This is aggressive communication. This is communication without thinking things through fully. This is communication that comes through as arrogant, self-centered. This would be having a conversation with Blake Lively where Blake Lively maybe acknowledges Taylor's feelings for like 1 second and then goes on to talk for the rest of the conversation about herself, how she's feeling and what she needs Taylor to do and what she needs Taylor to say. And like, it's inappropriate. This is This is not good. This Knight of Swords, this is not communicating properly. This is too aggressive. This is too intense. This is not handling things well. This is immature. The knights are the adolescent energies of our tarot deck. So, whereas you would want someone to be handling things with a lot of maturity, especially when it comes to like a court of law, um, Blake Lively, it's like she's still acting like an adolescent. She's acting like it's very immature. And I think that for Taylor, she's just like, wow, she's so caught up in the fame, 11th house illumination of these lessons of the fame. And she's so caught up in the BS that she's willing to like pull me through this with her. And she's like, she doesn't even realize what a big deal this is for me. It's bad. 10 of Swords. It's over. She is so done. She is so done. What kind of energy can we get when it comes to Taylor's actual involvement once things get underway? I just want to see if we can get anything around that. King of Cups. Oh, well, Travis Kelce is definitely involved in the mix, and he's going to try to protect her in whatever way he can. Now, it's funny because we actually heard, back when they were in public together all the time when they first started dating. He was talking a lot about how he wanted to protect her from potentially dangerous situations or the paparazzi or crowds or whatever. And he was very concerned about certain things when it comes to like her safety, which is very endearing. The King of Cups is emotionally mature, in a good place, someone who truly is loving and protective, in love, wants to be, present and there for that person. I think that there has been a really extreme, oh my God, and this is Pisces energy, you guys, 'cause he has, like, the fish around his neck, the little fish necklace, you guys, and what did I just say about her Pisces 5th house, how she's gonna be getting pregnant, okay? I'm just saying, I think that he is really mad because he's like, we are over here trying to, like, plan our future. We wanna start a family soon. Taylor's legacy is something that she's worked so hard for, and now she's gonna be pulled into this really messy, ugly trial that really is 2 people having an ego battle against each other. Now that I've reviewed everything, I'm just gonna say both sides. We'll let the court of law decide, of course, but just seeing both sides, truly to me, it seems like 2 people with really huge egos who are trying to take each other down. I don't get a feeling that one is right or the other is right. I feel like it's a really big ego battle, and they are willing to bring everybody down with them if that means they're gonna win. And it's really ugly. And I think that Taylor probably wishes that Blake would just settle, not take it to trial, not drag her through it as well. I don't think that this is something, if the roles were reversed, that Taylor would do, because I do think it's going to come out that Blake has also done some things, been inaccurate about some things. I'm just speculating. I don't know for sure. We will, of course, like I said, the courts will decide, but it's just strange. And I think that King of Cups, Travis, we've already seen him unfollow Ryan Reynolds. I think he is pissed. I think he is really not happy. But on the bright side, he has really shown up, stepped up, and shown Taylor what true unwavering love and support looks like. And that is really positive. That's really good. And that is illuminating her 5th house, helping her to realize that sometimes the love that we have in our lives, 5th house energy, our inner child that needs to be loved and protected, our creativity, our creative spark, having children, these things that we kind of keep close to our hearts, they can outweigh the 11th house of fame and groups and the things that we thought were feeding our soul at one point, which maybe, they were. But at the end of the day, what do we really want? We want someone to love us, So the love of one individual can be more powerful than a huge fandom. The true love of one person can mean so much more than a bunch of fans that don't really know you. You know what I mean? It's an intense transformative moment. This Scorpio full moon, it's spilling it all for her. But I do think ultimately it's going to be very positive because she's having these karmic realizations. And with her north node in Aquarius, we have Pluto retrograde in Aquarius right now. So the north node, this is about her life purpose and who she is here to become. Her south node is in Leo, which is of course fame, right? And the spotlight. I think that this also is part of why she hasn't been in the spotlight as much lately, because I truly think that she's had sort of this full circle moment of realizing that there's so much of her life that she actually does want to keep for herself. And with that Aquarius North node, Aquarius energy is about the humanitarian and about being like on the same level with everyone and society and being one of the many and the beauty of being a part of something greater than yourself, the beauty of being, a member of a community. And not so much the beauty of being on a stage, how that can get very lonely. So, with Pluto retrograde through that Aquarius North Node placement for her, I think she's having a restructuring of the way that she wants to balance her fame, her creativity, her true friendships, and the way that she wants to be seen on the public stage. Also, we have a rising sign, Scorpio, involved right now. It's like this is a redefining moment for her. I think that she is maturing on a different level right now. And I think that it's ultimately good, but this is one of those hard times. This is like when you're kind of in it. She will be like a phoenix rising from the ashes. I think we will hear from her. All right. And to wrap it up, what else can we get about this trial? Do we think, I don't know if the cards will even tell us, will she be I don't know. Will there even be a trial? Like, I don't even know. Let's do past, present, future of how this is all going to unfold, like the big picture story of this trial. Past, present, future. We'll get what we can. All right. Allegedly for entertainment purposes only. In the past, how it all started. What's the energy surrounding these lawsuits, this trial, this potential trial, or whatever. All right. The Hermit, Virgo. Blake Lively. Yes, Blake Lively did spark it off. She did. Um, Self-explanatory. Yeah, Blake Lively started this. Okay. Okay. She did initiate things. Past. What about present? Got two. We're going to take them both. Ooh, the Star card and the Knight of Cups. The Star card, this is, again, Aquarius energy, but this is also fame. This is the spotlight. Things are in the spotlight right now. It's breaking news. I mean, the fact that Taylor was subpoenaed was breaking news. So, yeah, this is all in the spotlight. It is definitely illuminated. It went from the Hermit card, which is in the shadows, into the spotlight. So, yeah, what was done in the darkness is coming to the light right now. We also have this Knight of Cups. This is very interesting because the Knight of Cups, to answer this question, it's a weird card to get because the Knight of Cups is typically bringing someone gifts, bringing offers of love. Let me get a clarifier there because the Knight of Cups is like a fairy tale romance. And there is nothing fairy tale about this whole situation other than the fact that Blake Lively sort of tried to play it off like this was a fairy tale movie where your florals would bring your friends. It's like, get traumatized. Ooh, 8 of Cups walking away. Yeah, I definitely think that there is an energy of walking away, of wanting to walk away. Oh, walking away from the Knight of Cups. Okay. So promises that were once made, things that seemed perfect, fairy tales. This is friendships, relationships. There's a lot of separation happening right now around this trial or these allegations. There's a lot that is being severed, a lot that people are walking away from. I did read that Justin Baldoni is like having to shutter Wayfarer Studios philanthropic initiatives. I don't know if it's because they're like losing money or what's going on there, but people are having to walk away from a lot of different things in their lives. 8 of Cups. It's definitely a moment where people are having to shed some of that ego. I think they are being brought down to earth a little bit. When people are in the heat of the moment and they have a huge ego, they can get carried away, that type of thing. It's like this has become so big. Knight of Cups. This has turned a fairy tale into a nightmare. Yeah, I think originally this movie was supposed to be something positive. I think that Justin Baldoni thought it was going to be great for his career. Blake Lively thought it was going to be great for her career. She hasn't been, the star. She at the time she hadn't been the star of a film in quite a while. Then we got Another Simple Favor. Like it's just like this was very unnecessary at the end of the day, and it does seem like there was there was fault on both sides. That's really what this looks like to me. And what about the future? Allegedly. 3 of Pentacles working on something. Huh. 5 of Wands. Oh no. Competition and fighting. This looks to me like there will this legal battle, it's ongoing. I don't think that anyone's gonna back down. I'll just say this. This is something that they've worked on. 3 of Pentacles is now something that they are fighting over. 5 of Wands. This is very adversarial for this to be in the future position when it comes to, is this going to go, like, the question of, is this going to go to trial? Is this going to be something? Yes, I would say yes. This is not, no one's going to back down. Neither side is going to back down at this point. We are going to see this play all the way out. And if so, I actually am manifesting. I would like to do a legality episode of this podcast after actually attending, like Stephanie Sue attending the Diddy trial, like fully inspired me to try to get a press pass to the Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni trial. If that does end up happening, I will let you guys know, but I'm going to apply for one because the answer is yes. And there's going to be a lot that comes out. Anything else about the outcome? It's going to get ugly. I'll just say that no one's backing down. 'Cause I was thinking before, like, maybe it'll settle, maybe it won't even get to trial. This looks like it will. 3 of Cups, another 3. So 3 of Pentacles, 3 of Cups, 5 of Wands. So another 3. There will definitely be a party that is celebrating at the end of this. There will be a clear winner and a clear loser, allegedly. Oh my God, about to drop the whole dang deck. 7 of Pentacles. This is about a spiritual lesson. Okay. So what we know at this point is that it will play out. This is something that is, allegedly going to go to trial. I don't think either side's going to settle. This two very stubborn people, Justin Baldoni and Blake Lively. They're going to just 5 of Wands it out. And then we have 3 of Cups. There will be one side that celebrates at the end. So it's going to be something that, apparently we're going to be swayed. At this moment, I feel like both sides are in the wrong. I think by the end of the trial, there's going to be one clear winner, one clear loser. So maybe my opinion will shift as well. The 7 of Pentacles. This is about spiritual karmic lessons at work. There you go. Okay, guys. Well, let me know what you guys think in the comments below. How do you feel about this? Oh my God. What do you think about this full moon? I just want to hear all your tea. Be sure to follow me over on Spotify as well. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, and if you're watching it on Spotify, follow me on YouTube over at the Bourbon Trade YouTube channel, and follow In the Cards and Stars on Instagram. Subscribe to the Patreon, do all the things. Okay. I love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will talk to you very soon.